Welcome to the Horror and Gore Horror Movie Podcast. It's your host, Dakota. I'm always joined by my best friends and co-hosts, Lyndsey and Goobs. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good.
Good, good. How are you?
I am doing actually great right now.
Yeah, hell
I
yeah.
I am I'm glad to be here with you two talking about some horror news because it's been a rough week this week.
Yes, it has for everybody. We all feel that. So I feel the same. I'm happy to be here with you guys and talk about these movies.
Yeah.
With a rough week, so what have we watched this week on Crochet this week?
Hey, wait, we could say that this week sucks.
Ah.
This week does suck, but I watched the one
Uh,
movie.
Dakota
How
watched
many
one
movies did
movie.
you guys?
I watched three movies, and I'm going to talk about them today, so I'm going to skip this part. What about you, Goops?
Um, I went I went to the theater and saw probably it's definitely my favorite movie this year so far, and
Mhm.
it's definitely going to make my top 10. It's called Freaky Tales, and it stars Pedro Pascal, and it's an anthology, and it's broken into four chapters, and they're all separate, and they all interconnect at the end to create just amazing story. I loved every second of it, from the soundtrack to the cinematography, the performances, the meaning behind it. You feel so much throughout the movie, and it blew me away. I went in with no expectations, and I gave it 5 stars out of
That's
5. It's a
amazing.
10 out of 10. Like it was amazing for me. I loved it.
I'm very
And
excited
then
to
just
see
a
that
couple
now.
other movies we're going to talk today. But
How was
yes,
the Pedro?
everybody should watch Freaky Tales.
How was the Pedro Pascal in this?
I
Oh,
mean,
good. He's always. I mean, put him in anything, and I'll watch it. But no, he was good. His part in the movie, it made you feel more emotion and more sad. But when it came to tying everything together, you're just like, fuck yeah. So it
yes.
it hit every emotion, like happy, sad, then a little bit of rebellion, rebellious, and it was so damn good.
I'm
So
glad
the
you got to
one,
go do that.
so the one movie I know everyone's going to ask, what's the one movie I watched this week? It's a rewatch. I watched Twisters. I was not going to go to the movies this week and get hit in the back of the head by a bag of popcorn for the Minecraft movie. I was not going to do that.
You
Kids are
did get the Happy
dangerous out
Meals, though.
there.
I did get the Happy Meal.
Did you ever get any of the other toys?
I did get a couple. So the one for the Happy Meal that I want, like the little kids Happy Meal, was the creeper. I haven't got that shit all. Really
I
pissed
was a
me
little
off.
disappointed that you didn't get the kids' toy. Like,
I
you were
don't know
trying to get
why,
both.
but I went back the next day and they had it all. They had the kids' toy and the kids. No, so what's so weird is they had the kids' toy, but they didn't have the kids' milk box. So it was the total opposite.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
I've been getting more of them, like the adult ones.
Yeah.
Hell, I still want Grimace. Haven't got Grimace all.
Yeah, yeah. When I took my daughters, the first day they came out, they gave us regular Happy Meals. I went back in. I was like, y'all don't have the Minecraft stuff?
Yeah.
And I hate doing that, but
Did you
both
shake your
my
fist at
daughters
them?
were so sad. And so I went back in, and they gave me they had the boxes and the toys, and they gave it to me. And then the manager yelled at the people and were like, "You got to use the right boxes and toys." So I got people yelled at for Minecraft Happy Meals, but it was for my daughters.
Yes.
To be honest with you, because that day I went in because one of the adult meals, it was, of course, it was my mom's meal. Like, don't piss off mom, first of all.
Right.
Um, they forgot
She'll
her
get you.
fries. They forgot her fries in the
Oh,
meal, so I
fuck
had to go
that.
and get the fries.
I'll burn the place down.
But when I was walking, I'm thinking I don't want to deal with a toy. I'm thinking if it's a adult toy that I wanted because it was the first like day, and I'm thinking I don't care about that. Which it was
Yeah.
one of the toys I did want, so I'm glad I didn't like trade that in. But there was a dad that went to the counter when I was walking out, and they're like, "Where's the Minecraft toy?" Like the Minecraft mode don't have the Minecraft toy, and then as you said, I'm thinking, "Damn, McDonald's just don't like giving toys out
Dude,
for their right movies."
they dropped the ball for sure.
This is one of the biggest movies right now of like this month for like general audience. Like for us, it's like probably Sinners, but like for general audience, is Minecraft, and it just drops the ball.
Yeah.
And I love that Jason Momoa and Jack Black are wearing crocheted sweaters in a lot of their press interviews. They were given those by a fan, and like I'm not friends with her, but like I follow her shop and I have for years. So like that was really really cool to see.
But if you do go watch it, watch out for a bag of popcorn. It might be thrown at you. But with that being said, oh yeah, Lindsay, did you crochet anything this week?
I didn't do a damn thing this week, Dakota. I went through I went through life this week. Like
It's
staying afloat was enough.
it's been a
Oh,
week.
by the way, guys, if you guys look behind me, I it's been changed up a little bit. You see this little naked wall? I got something special for that in 2 weeks that you guys will be seeing
Please say naked again.
naked. But over here, I have changed it all. I have been playing my horror action figures and other action figures up over here. My popcorn bucket's finally up here. You guys can probably see art. So, and you guys can actually see Baby Deadpool back here. So, I have took all the masks out. I will put those up probably around back in the Halloween season. I just wanted to change up the scenery a little bit. But you guys would love the poster. I'm telling you, Lindsay and Goobs already knows what the poster will. Goobs, you know what the poster is, right?
No.
That I told Lindsay I would tell you after I get off after we're
Okay.
done recording. I think you would go like the poster also. But guys, with that being said, let's get right into movie news this week. So Goobs, I'll let you start with your piece of news that you want to share.
All right. Sounds good. So they announced, I don't have a full release date, but I believe it was Lionsgate. They are actually coming out with a new giant snake movie called Titan. And I love, even though I hate snakes in real life, I love snake movies and creature features in general. But this one has a synopsis of a team of doctors embark on a local mission in the Amazon rainforest, but it soon becomes clear that not everybody or everything is happy to see them. Their sudden appearance draws the attention of an animal predator, the Baona, which is like a Brazilian mythical creature mythology, and it's just a giant snake. So when I saw the poster and I saw the synopsis, I was in, because giant snake movies and creature features are right up my alley, and we need a new one. We haven't
Okay.
had
I'm
we
excited.
haven't had a new good one in years.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking
Sounds
is
good.
people fuck with mythical snake, bad shit happens.
Oh yeah,
It's like a basilisk.
yeah. I looked up the images, and they are terrifying.
All I think is when you say like mythical creature for like Brazil, I'm thinking Loch Ness monster for what's this? Where is it? Scotland?
I think it's Scotland or Ireland, one of the two.
It's Scotland. No, it's Scotland because Brian always talks about the Loch Ness monster that him and Nessie know each other.
This is
Shout out, Brian.
Brazil though, right?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is Brazil. I didn't even know about this little snake. No, not little, but this big ass snake, mythical
Yeah.
creature. It's like all the
So,
oh, hell. We don't even have a snake thing down here in the Appalachians. We got like the Bigfoot and the other shit that you need
no,
to stay away from.
Chupacabra.
I live out in the desert, so we have
You just
snakes
said
out
chu-
here.
You just said
We
chupacabra.
mainly just have weather trying to kill you here. We've had tornadoes this week.
I'm still stuck up on the chupacabra in the Appalachian. That's not in Texas.
Yeah, but like when we talk about your chickens and like all of the things out there getting them, we talk about the chupacabra.
I'm just seeing everyone knows like little chupacabras, like those little tiny dogs. There's this big ass monster just walking around taking chickens and shit. That's all I think right now, just up in the Appalachian woods. I don't know. We got the Descent people up here. It seems like.
Yeah.
But with our other movie news this week, Happy Death Day 3. It seems like it's in the works now.
Yeah.
I forgot the actress's name, but her and Christopher Landon have confirmed that this is actually in the works. It was supposed to be originally a series that they were going to do like a 3-part series. It was originally going to be a couple years ago. But I think where drop is happening and all the news has come up, they're actually going to do a movie. So are you excited for this, Scoops?
Yeah, I saw this a couple of days ago, I think, and yeah, I really enjoyed the first two. The babyface killer is it's such a silly concept because the mask is just silly, but if you think about it, it's also terrifying because it's like a giant Gerber baby coming to kill you. And I love like the Groundhog Day type where she's waking up at the same day and then you're getting killed over and over until she figures out who's killing her, and it's just like Groundhog Day situation. So I'm glad they're doing a third one. I'm hoping that it doesn't lose steam because of how long it's been since the second one, but to watch, and I like the actress, I forgot her name also, but I really enjoy her as well.
Lizzie, have you seen the first two?
I haven't. I haven't seen
They're
them.
good. They're good horror comedies.
Yeah,
I like the
I'll add
first
them
two.
to the list.
it's a good mixture.
Yeah, and it's Christopher Landon. What has Christopher Landon also done? He's doing Drop. He produced Hard Eyes,
Yeah,
and he also directed Freaky with
yeah,
Catherine Newton and Vince Vaughn.
yeah.
I don't
He's
know
got
why
a
I was
good,
about to say Christian Bale for some reason.
yeah, he's got a good blend of slasher and comedy for sure. That's like his wheelhouse.
So for our next piece of news, Lyndsey, you gonna love this one. Um,
I'm listening.
Fright Rags has made little mini mask. So you know how I had the Michael Myers one up here of
Hmm.
like the foam one, and like Colby and them got it in their Terrifier stuff.
Hmm.
Right now on their website, they have Universal Monster mini mask.
Really?
They got Wolfman. They got Frankenstein.
Hmm.
I forgot what else they had. They had a big old picture, and I think it's available right now on frightrags.com. So I knew you will probably enjoy that because you do
Yeah.
love your Universal monsters. So I'm like,
What if I started my
definitely,
own little collection?
yeah, they're not that
Yeah,
bad. I wish I had one near me so I could show you guys how big it is, but
I think I
there is
remember you
one.
showing me before.
Yeah, I forgot
yeah.
That's cool though.
where
I
that.
want to look those up.
Definitely, most definitely. But then for our, I think it's our fourth piece of news now. Yeah, fourth piece of news. Oh yeah, I'm excited for this one. We
Get it.
got black. We got Black Folk 2 update. So this movie, I was excited for already because this is the sequel to my favorite horror movie of 2022, The Black Phone. But at CinemaCon this past week, Universal led I think it's a teaser trailer out to the people that was there. They said this trailer is so good. The Grabber. Oh yeah, you've seen the first one, right, Lindsay?
Yeah.
So both of you know that the Grabber's dead. That he is back as a demonic like spirit, and he's killing the kids off, kind of like Freddy Krueger or Krueger. Um, I think it's Gwen, the little sister. Like he is like literally choking her and trying to kill her, and they say one of the things. He's messing up with Finney's head, like making him hallucinate and everything. And there's a part which intrigues me a little bit. There's a kill when he's skating on ice and he kills somebody. So this is I think the first one was set in the 70s, and
I
this
think.
one is set in the 80s. So the kids are older. I think was Finney in high school in the first one or the middle school?
I feel like he was younger,
Yeah, I feel like he was a little younger.
like
He,
I
fifth,
think like,
sixth grade.
yeah, I was
I
gonna say
picked,
7th grade at the latest,
yeah,
probably.
middle school.
I
Yeah.
think he is. I don't know if him and Gwen are both in high school, but I think he's in high school now. I think right at the end of his high school career. So he had the trauma of it, but has probably let it go. I think they said for so long, but now this dude is back to get his vengeance. But Goops, how
I
do
just
you
have
feel
one thing
about
to
this?
say.
Okay, Lindsay, I'll let you go first.
I just hope the grabber, is better at grabbing this time.
He might not be grabbing, he might be killing. I think he's gonna be called the killer after this movie.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how it goes. I thought they would, if they were doing the sequel, I was thinking they would probably do like a prequel, and try to give us more grabber backstory. That's where I thought they
That would have
would
been
go.
cool.
I had no idea that they would go a sequel route and do a demonic type thing. But I mean,
I'll watch it.
if as long as Ethan Hawke is playing the grabber again, I'm
I'll
down.
watch
You
it.
know what I mean?
So
Especially
Yeah.
if he
every
takes his shirt off.
so everybody's returned. He's returned as Scrapper. Mason Thames is returned as Finney. I forgot the sister's name because her and the girl who plays Katie, they're actually sisters in real life. So
Oh,
she's playing Gwen again. The guy who plays Robbie, his best friend, that is killed by the grabber, he's
yeah.
returning. So I'm wondering if
Okay.
he's still stuck with Vinny.
Yeah.
Vinny Finney. And oh, so I think it was now. So yeah, this is where I was going to go. I just remember what I was going to say. So this movie is only made because Scott Derrickson wanted to. He was never going to make a sequel to this, and Joe Hill came up to him one day and gave him the idea. So Joe Hill never wrote the sequel to the Black Phone. He just wrote the Black Phone book, and that was it. There's not a Black Phone 2 book at all, but he came up to Scott Derrickson's like, I got an idea for a movie. I'm gonna throw it at you. If you like it, we can do it. He threw the idea of, I'm assuming that the grabber comes back as a demonic like phenomenon, and Scott Derrickson loved that. And because it kind of reminds me a little bit of another Ethan Hawke movie, and that's Sinister. That
Mm.
demonic possession like bothering you.
Yeah.
So I'm actually loosely it's actually I'm actually excited for this. I can't wait for October 17th, but I need this trailer to see this actually in person.
Yeah.
I hope they drop it this week. I don't know. They did drop this other teaser trailer that we're about to talk about. If they don't drop it this week in front of Drop, you'll probably be in front of this other movie. So for the next piece of news, we got a trailer to Megan 2.0.
Mithrigan.
Yeah, Mithrigan 2.0. So I'm gonna let you guys talk about this before I go into this.
Uh, I mean, my initial thought was the first one, like I was telling you guys, I feel like the first one should have went a lot more hard. Like they should have went harder with it. I mean, it's a cool concept, especially with AI becoming so prevalent nowadays. Make it go hard. Just go lean full into evil AI. So they kind of played it down with the PG-13 release, and I know they released the unrated version, which was only another. It wasn't enough, and I feel like they're making her out to be the hero now because now she's supposed to battle a new evil robot. So it's kind of weird, and I don't really have high hopes for it.
Lindsay?
I've been told to not waste my time on the first one, so I'm just gonna sit this one out. Go for it, bud.
Blumhouse, what the fuck are you doing? Like, literally. I watched this trailer. I'm like, what the fuck? Why are we doing the T2 route? I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna go the horror route. No, you literally went the T2 route from horror to fucking action. There's no horror in the slightest in this trailer. Letterboxd, you better change your fucking theme from horror to action so fucking quick as soon as I get off this episode. First of all, the trailer. Lyndsey, this is how bonkers this trailer is. She's flying through fucking hoops like it's like Mission Impossible. She's Tom Cruise over here. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
I think a lot of people thought I would love this. No, this is absolutely fucking shit. Like, holy
My favorite thing
crap!
that's ever happened.
Oh man.
I don't know. Well, fucking Jason Blumsky over here. James Wan, get your name off this fucking project right now. Like, you're my favorite horror director of all time. Please don't attach your name to this. This trailer might bamboozle all of us to be a great movie, but is
Yeah.
it gonna be? Fucking no.
Yeah.
This is all I have to say about Megan 2.0. Piece of shit trailer.
Agreed.
Yeah, so this week sucked, but that made up for all of it.
Then for our next trailer, which Blumhouse likes to drop sequel trailers today, this week. So we got Five Nights at Freddy 2 trailer. So, did you guys watch this trailer?
I didn't,
Yeah.
but I want to crochet Freddy plushies so bad.
Yeah. That would be
So if
that'd be
anyone is
awesome.
interested, please order them.
That would be awesome. But so I watched the trailer, but like I said, I've never played the game. I never did anything. I watched the first one.
Yeah.
This one definitely looks like they're going more of the more scares. I don't know how, but it just looked a lot creepier than the first one. You know what I mean? With just the
Just-
short little visuals that the teaser trailer gave.
I've seen some images, and my just initial thought, and like this is just me guessing, pulling this out of nowhere. Like, I don't know how many years it's been since the first one, but like I think maybe it's a little scarier, like it's growing with the audience that it was geared towards, because the first one was geared towards, like a younger audience. It wasn't for adults. So maybe they like progressed a little bit to age with the audience.
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll see.
Plus, Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich are going to be in it. So that also is going to obviously attract other
Yeah.
audiences.
Yeah,
And so
those
think-
people.
those ones. So, but it looked cool. Like I said, I don't know the character names, but I am all about the animatronics. And I think they're still doing the Jim Henson people with the
Puppet?
animatronics. Yeah, I think they're still going through that. So that's
Nice.
pretty cool too.
That is cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So for me, for this trailer, I really enjoyed it. I'm not the biggest fan of the first movie. I think it was just okay for me. Yeah, it was just okay.
But do you agree that it was probably geared towards like a younger audience? Like, is that why you thought it was okay? Because like that's what I've heard in general. Like people who didn't like it, it was because they thought it was like a little juvenile.
That, and I heard also that a lot of the stuff that wasn't mentioned in the game. No, they didn't mention a lot of stuff from the game, and it was not like the horrified. Because I think even a lot of younger people, I think they thought that were like watching the game, like from 13 to like up, thought this was going to be the scary version of like Five Nights at Freddy's, because all the games are like that.
Mhm.
And it seemed like tamed down for like kids younger than 13, like 10 and below.
I mean, they could have also done it to like sell the merch.
Yeah.
Plushies sell for at a
I
younger
think
audience.
I think it also didn't help that fans wanted this movie to be rushed out as quick as possible, and I'm wondering if Blumhouse kind of just put something together for this first one, so people will be like, "Oh yeah," they'll be like, "Oh, people can stop asking about this movie now. We're going to just put something out there for y'all." And then they have heard the criticism, and I think they had a story, and they're actually doing now what they need to for the second one.
Yeah. I will mention that it's funny that you said that they made it for old or for younger, even younger than 10. My both my daughters love Five Nights at Freddy's. And the time that it came out, they were 3 and 6. So, and they both loved it. And they love the song,
Yeah.
they love Freddy Fazbear and they love it. So
Yeah.
I'm
I have a,
wondering if they're going to be so thrilled about this one if they do go the more scary route.
yeah.
Do you
I have a
think it's
7-year-old
PG
nephew,
13?
and he's into it.
Do you think
Yeah, I
it's
think
PG
this will
13?
be. I think it'll be PG-13. I don't think they'll go straight. I don't think they'll go all the way to R.
I have a feeling they
I don't
go
think
R
so.
because I think, and this goes back to Mega 2.0. I think they're not going to change it. This trailer might done good. They're not going to do what they did with the first one. This is going to keep rated R. I think FNAF 2 is going to be rated R. I think what Blumhouse is thinking now is a lot of their rated R properties or pictures is earning more money than the PG-13. Because, for example, Woman in the Yard did not do that great, and that's a PG-13 movie. We're about to see this week how Drop does being the PG-13. Their highest grossing movies, besides like FNAF because it's a video game property, is Halloween. All the three Halloween movies are all rated R and brutal.
Yeah,
Exorcist Believer rated R. I think the Purge movies are up there and they're rated R.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I think they're thinking now that they're gonna pull a lot more horror fans in with because the stigma has gone around is that Blumhouse is not that they're Bumhouse technically
but
now.
That
they
Dakota's their only fan.
they
They're turning me off with a Drop trailer. I'm tired
it,
of seeing that fucking trailer every week.
yeah. Like I understand that the place and time for PG-13 horror movies, especially with the genre growing and everything. But not every one in your catalog has to be PG-13. You can give us more.
Yeah.
You can, but that's just me. So we'll see how it goes.
My pin kept stuck in my hair.
The PG-13 route. For example, my favorite horror movie of this year is Companion. If that thing was PG-13, that thing would not be as good as we think it is.
Oh, for sure.
I think the rated R route does it so well. Lindsay, have you seen Companion? Yeah,
Yeah.
I won't say the ending, but the ending, if they took that
Yeah.
out, because there was no way that ending's gonna be in there if that was rated PG-13.
Yeah. And I mean, even for a rated R movie, that one wasn't as crazy as, you know what I mean? It wasn't like overwhelmingly gory and graphic. It just, I mean, it just had a little bit extra blood and stuff like that, and of course language. But I mean, it wasn't overbearing and terrifier level. You know what I'm saying? So
Another
Thank
movie
God
is
few are.
which Goops, have you seen Hard Eyes?
yes, I finally got around to watching that.
That movie perfect definition of rated R fits the tone. If that was PG-13, the one that kills when I be brutal, the dildo throw would never be in the PG-13 movie. They could
Yeah,
not put that into a PG-13 movie. So that's the perfect thing of rated R does good for a movie, and that movie actually done pretty well in the box
yeah,
office.
yeah. It definitely was good.
Then
Um,
for our next piece of news, which I'm excited to talk about this one, we got a new Jordan Peele movie. Not directed, produced. This movie is called Him. This is a sports horror movie. Lindsay, I don't know you. I know you don't like sports that well, but I think this will.
Sports.
I think this will intrigue you. So I'm gonna give you a little
I like
premise of
boys who
it.
play sports.
I don't know if Goobs knows about this premise. So this premise is about a young quarterback. He, I think he's just got into the league and he wants to have. I think it's the head coach or the team wants him to go on this retreat with their veteran quarterback, and this dude's like top notch, like Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady level. And they go out to the retreat. I think it's a hunt retreat. It looks like from the stills I have seen. Um, the veteran is Marlon Wayans, which it's really shocking to think about this movie and Marlon Wayans.
I'm
Um,
sorry, what's this movie called?
him.
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 So they find out later on, like there's always been speculations with top quarterbacks, like how did they get so good? Are they part of cult? Did they make the deal with the devil? And this movie shows that has people
Yeah.
have said from the trailers like it has some cultiness to it, has like deals with the devil to be the top player. Like everyone has said, like especially with the Chiefs this past year, have they made deals with the devil? And everyone's at the Super Bowl did their deal run out with the devil?
Yeah.
And this movie shows, and it's if they say it's pretty insane, it gets pretty crazy, and it kind of gets pretty brutal too. Marlon Wayans, they say, gives a it's pretty psychotic in it, which is
Yeah.
really shocking to me because Marlon Wayans is white chicks, haunted house, scream, not scream movie, scary movie. He's that comedy. He's not done this straight to horror.
Yeah.
But what
He has.
intrigues me is, oh, well, you can just continue
Oh
before I.
no, go ahead, man.
What intrigues me is Jordan Peele because if I look at Jordan Peele's filmography as a producer and director of horror, Get Out, banger. Us, banger. Nope, banger. He also produces Candyman 2021, banger. So that's 4 out of him directing and producing for horror. And even non-horror, he done Monkey Man last year. Monkey Man's a banger also.
Oh yeah.
So anything attached with Jordan Peele, I'm ready for it. And it sounds like this is going to be absolutely brutal fucking sports movie.
Yeah. Um, real quick, just because I have to say it, Monkey Man almost didn't get made or almost didn't get distributed. Netflix bought the rights from Dev Patel and basically bought it to kill it. They didn't want it to. Dev Patel wrote it, directed it, filmed it, everything. Netflix bought it, didn't want to release it. Jordan Peele got with his people at Monkey Paw to get it away and was able to release it. So Jordan Peele is also in retrospect, like he's just a film guy, not just horror, but film guy. So like Dakota said, anything that he's attached to, I'm down. And I've always been intrigued by the the skepticism of professional athletes with their Illuminati type thing and like their secret society ties and everything like that. So with Jordan Peele with this, you know it's going to be pretty psychological as hell too when it comes to this type of horror. So I'm definitely intrigued. And with it being sports, you don't get too many sports horror movies or sports centric horror movies.
Especially when they said football, they had me attached as soon as they said football.
Yeah.
One of my
Lyndsey,
favorite moments when I first met Dakota, we were hanging out on live, and he was like, Lyndsey, quick question. Do you like football? And I was like, Dakota, do I look like a girl who likes football? And he goes, yeah. Like, I've never been told that before. I was just like, oh, well, okay, but no, I don't.
that go like a 40 minute, like a 5 minute talk with Colby
Yeah.
about football shit,
Oh
refer
yeah,
something like.
and then he continued to talk about football for 45 minutes anyway. It didn't matter that I wasn't into it.
But
Love it.
have you? Okay, so those 4 movies I have mentioned, directed and produced by Jordan Peele, like the horror ones. Have you seen any of those? You haven't seen Get Out?
I don't think so.
That
Get Out. Get Out. Okay. What Goobs? What is your favorite Jordan Peele? If you have
Man.
ranked the three, rank the three. If you have ranked the three right now,
So people are going to think it's crazy, but I got to go with Us, Get Out, and Nope.
I think
so
he
I
best to
is.
love
worst. What is that? Best to worst or worst to best?
best to worst. My favorite is, I think his best overall movie is, Get Out, as far as conceptually, script wise, and everything like that. I mean, he won the Oscar for best, screenplay for that one. But my favorite ranking wise is Us, Get Out, and Nope.
So for me, it goes in line the way he started. Get Out, Us, Nope. I love Get Out.
Oh, Get Out is fantastic. I didn't see that coming at all. So definitely.
No.
So yeah, he's just
And
a
you,
great filmmaker.
and you know what's weird? Us and Get Out are made by Blumhouse.
Right.
Rated R. I'm
Yep.
telling you, it's the rated R with Blumhouse.
You got to do it.
Lyndsey, I- if you had to pick from the three, I would say watch Get Out. If you want that psychological tension that
Alright,
we're
then.
talking about in this movie, I think he's gonna pull that so much out from Get Out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Us has that psychological.
Yeah. I think I might be biased to that because I love Lupita Nyong'o. I fucking love that woman, and she gives such a great performance in that. It's so good, and I like the ties that it has to the '80s classic movie Chud. So I love the inspiration behind that as well.
Winston Duke is also good in that.
Oh yeah, he's great. I couldn't remember his name. I knew it was Duke, but I thought I couldn't remember his first name.
I think that's his. Out of all the movies he has done, I think he's done four. Spencer's Confidential, Black Panther 1 and 2, and then Us. I think Us is
Yeah,
his best.
he-
I love Black Panther or Wakanda Forever, but
yeah.
so
But
for you had some. Do you have something else to say?
Jordan Peele's on the ticket. Take my money.
Yeah. So for our last piece of horror movie news, we got a new horror movie based off a Stephen King book, like a story or a book. When I hear that, I get worried really bad because the past Stephen King stuff has not been that well. Uh, I thought The Monkey was just okay. His best thing for me for adaptation wise is It Chapter 1. But there's a new horror movie called The Long Walk. This movie is released. Cool. Let me pull up the information. I actually took a screenshot of this to just let everyone know. This movie is going to be released in theaters on September 12th. This is directed by Francis Lawrence, who directed most of the Hunger Game movies and Constantine.
Oh, yeah.
And this is where I go and get most of y'all. This is written by J.T. Millionaire, the director of Strange Darling. This stars David Johnson, and David Johnson was absolutely great and Ailey Romulus.
Oh yeah, he was
So,
the bright
Goobs,
spot in that movie.
what are your thoughts about this?
So it's funny because I don't know if it was a video, not necessarily a trailer, or somebody was talking about it, and I didn't know what it was until you literally just said it. But I like the concept of it. It's basically like, I don't know if it's Boy Scouts or what, but it's teenagers, and they're basically made to stay walking at a certain speed for a certain amount of time, and if they slow down, they get taken out. So it's kind of like
So it's like a death march.
yeah, it's an intriguing story and premise. Now I haven't read the book or anything like that, but it's a pretty cool concept. And also, sidebar, Mark Hamill is in this as well.
Is he the bad guy in this?
I don't know his character, but I know he's in it. So,
I'm not shocked if he will be though.
right. So, but I mean, I'm always down for a Stephen King adaptation. I know not a lot of them are that good, but he definitely knows how to. I know he knows how to write suspense and write those type of feelings. So I'm excited to see. And Strange Darling was one of the craziest movie experiences that I had last year, just off of how the story was told and directed. So with with Mjolnir being attached to it, it's gonna be pretty cool.
Lyndsey, you got any thoughts on this?
No thoughts, Dakota. Only
Okay,
vibes.
I love that. That's a quote for the book right there.
No thoughts, only vibes.
So let's get into our main topic of the episode.
Vampires.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So today we are talking about vampires.
Our main
Vampires.
topic sucks.
I miss you, Colby.
You
I
say
wish he was here to say that.
I love what Goose just said. This topic sucks.
Nobody caught it, but that's okay.
I did. I like
Sucks.
it.
I'm sorry.
I love that. I just absolutely love that. So let's start with Lyndsey first.
We're just jumping into the first one.
Yeah, we're just jumping right into the first one.
Okay. My first one was 30 Days of Night. Have you both seen this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we have Josh Hartnett fighting vampires. We have a nasty, gross Ben Foster. Oh my. I liked both of those things. This movie takes place in Alaska, in a tiny town where the sun goes down for a month. And when that happens, vampires show up. And I think that concept is fucking cool. Like, that's the perfect place for vampires to feed. So yeah, when the sun goes down, vampires show up, start fucking everybody up. I think design-wise, these are the scariest movie vampires I've seen. Like, I don't know if you agree or not, but
100%.
by far, like, I messaged Goobs in the middle of watching it, and I was like, this movie is really great, but like, I'm kind of terrified of these vampires. I don't know if I'll be able to watch it again. Now, after watching it, I think this is probably my favorite vampire movie, and I'll add it to the rotation. But yeah, they are scary.
Yeah.
Scary.
Okay, there's a couple things I want to say first.
Yeah, go for it.
First, we had this idea because Sinners comes out in 2 weeks, so definitely be back, guys, in 2 weeks because we're gonna be doing our review on that movie because of vampires. Two, Lyndsey, going back to the beginning, you said you like two things. Did you like a dirty Ben Foster and Ben Foster, or did you like Josh Hartnett and Ben Foster?
Both of them. Yeah.
Okay, both of you guys. At first,
They both did it for me. Is what I was getting at.
I thought you said the first thing was a dirty man. The second thing was Ben Foster was the dirty man. I thought, Lizzie, what the fuck?
Are you glitching?
Oh, like dirty man. Okay, you just like a dirty man. Weird.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was saying, Dakota. But yeah, go on.
So, what's intriguing about this is that these vampires will come out in like night. And normally during like the day is like night day, but in Alaska it's like this is this first day of like straight 30 days of darkness. Yeah. So these vampires are going to be here till the 30 days, and of course this movie takes place during all 30 days, which I think is very cool because they speed up the process. It's not like dragged out in like a long thing. Like this movie, if they wanted to, could be 2.5 hours long and like do all 30 days.
See, that was one of my critiques that I didn't like. I felt like this felt like it just happened in one night. It didn't feel like we're sitting here for 30 days. Like, I felt like there could have been not more suffering, because there was obviously a lot of suffering in this movie, but do you know what I mean? Like, it just felt like it was, maybe this was a long weekend of nights, not 30 days.
Yeah.
So.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. And I think that's probably because movie is based off of a graphic novel series.
Okay.
So it's more. There's more. It's multiple volumes within uh, the
Okay.
graphic novels. So there's definitely more story there, but it definitely condenses it within this movie. They unfortunately did make a sequel to this movie, and it's not that good.
Does it suck?
No, none of the original cast I think is back into it. They recast everybody.
Yeah, it recast everybody, and it just kind of flipped. So, but I want to say that my favorite part of 30 Days a Night is when they are in that lady's living room and she's screaming, and the head vampire puts his nail on the fucking record,
Oh yeah.
and it starts playing the music, and then they just go absolutely bananas all over the town. It's honestly the scariest form of vampires.
My favorite shot was when they were like the overhead shot of the town.
Oh yeah,
where it was showing everybody like the blood and the snow and
yeah,
everybody being massacred. That was a cool shot.
yeah. That's a great.
All those
Like-
poor dogs.
Yeah,
With those shots, I think it's the overhead of the vampires. Oh, sorry about that. The vampires like walking on top of the buildings, on top of the
Yeah,
roofs,
creepy,
like looking down.
creepy.
yeah.
I think, speaking of like sinners, I think Ryan Coogler took some of the design. Which have you either one of you seen the news trailer that came out
Yeah,
like a month or two ago?
it played before The Monkey, I think, or one of the movies I went to see.
I've stayed away from that movie as far as I can, so I don't know the design. I just know it's a vampire movie.
I'm
That's
just
all.
going to say, I think Coogler took some of the design from 30 Days of Night. Not like the full design, but like some of the critiques of that made those vampires scary. Because when I saw this trailer, especially like the head vampire, like the main guy in Sinners,
Yeah,
he reminds me a lot of this guy. But of course, they talk in that one, unlike in
Yeah.
this one. I think they talk a little bit, but it's
they have
mostly
their own
that.
language. Yeah,
At
they have like
first,
their
I
own
thought
language.
Yeah.
At first, I thought this was Hugo Weaving, the guy that plays Red Skull in Captain America, but it's not him. I think it's somebody else. But I think this actor plays like a lot of villain roles, so it was the right choice for this.
Yeah,
He's in Yellowstone.
Is he Yellowstone?
hmm The head vampire guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me see
he
what
is.
also he's in. Josh Hartnett's so good.
He is. He's a cutie.
Oh, he plays Stryker in X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh, okay.
That's where I've seen him from, and he's the bad guy in the New Crow.
Didn't see that one.
And me either. What's interesting about this, I kind of wish, like, this is the tail end of like Josh and Hartnett's like young career, because like I think after this movie, this is like when he really started gaining his fame, and he never wanted that. He wanted to live a normal life and be an actor, and that's why he quit. And I think it's like since was it Oppenheimer and Trap, that's when he got back into like the movie scene now, because of course he has kids now, they're older, so he wanted to enjoy life. But I think because this in the faculty is like everyone's two movies of when he's younger, like horror movie wise, that everyone thinks about. But I think this is better than the faculty.
Yeah.
I think this is his top 3 up there, and top 3 filmography for him.
Oh, I love The Faculty with him. Such a great 90s banger. But yeah,
I absolutely love this movie.
But since you've both seen it, I will say that ending, when I realized what he was doing with the needle, like I screamed. I screamed out loud in my apartment. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was the one critique I had with I didn't like how the ending went. I got
like they still loved each other. Like they still could have worked, and then he just fucked it all up to save the world. Boring.
Well, he was
Yeah.
also thinking about his little brother
I know. He did the right thing, but fuck that.
Yeah.
because watching that as like an older brother, I'm thinking he kind of did do the right thing because he knew even though he could sacrifice himself, that his I think it's his ex-wife at the time, right? Because did they get divorced yet?
I don't think they were divorced yet, but
But his
They-
wife could take care of his son. That's what he knew if he because he knew if he didn't do something that they would all be dead probably.
yeah.
yeah.
And I think the skipping and the 30 days, when they're in the attic and the dad says it's been too long up here, the older man, and he goes, I think
Yeah.
that's the time jump. That
Yeah.
but it don't feel like a time jump though, but I
Yeah.
think that's the part right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely did things to like make it feel like time was passing, but it didn't that part didn't land for me, but the rest of it was I liked the rest of it.
Yeah.
I also didn't like fall in love with any of the characters, so that could have been part of it too. It wasn't like I was really like fighting for any of them to I mean, other
Yeah.
than the little brother, like I loved him, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good movie. Solid movie.
So Goops, what is your first vampire
So,
movie?
so I watched a few new ones this time, and I this one I don't know if I don't know if it's in my top 5 vampire movies, but it's definitely my top 10. And this was a first watch. It's called A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, and this actually is a foreign film, and it is about like it's based in an Iranian ghost town, like oil town, and the place is like super just like a bummer downer place, nobody's really happy within this town, and they are unaware that they are literally being stalked by a vampire. And it's this I don't want to say little girl because she's an adult, obviously, or she's a grown person, but she's like this tiny little girl, and she literally walks alone in the dark, and she is basically going, not necessarily going after, but she takes out the bad people within it. So you follow the main character in here, and it's I would probably say 18, 19 kind of age kid who takes care of his dad, who's actually an addict, and he is in debt with a dealer, and so he's trying to pay off the dealer and whatnot, but it's hard because his dad is an addict, and so it's very art housey. It's definitely a slower burn film, um, and it's shot in black and white, so it's really fucking cool. Like it has a
Oh,
real
nice.
cool feel. Um, like my review for it, um, I forgot what I put. Let me, because like I said, it's just a different style of movie, but it is you. I guess the best way to put it is it's a unique slow burn vampire film, and you also have a lot of dark romance within it because the main kid who crossed paths with the vampire before but doesn't know that she's a vampire, and she basically goes after the bad people within the village or town, and it's hard to explain, and it's all spoken in Persian,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's it's all subtitled, so I'm sure I missed some here and there trying to watch it, but it's definitely such a unique take on it that it's definitely in my top 10 vampire
Nice.
films. It just has that cool art house vibe.
Sweet.
So for my first one, I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid off. We have all seen this. This is probably everyone's favorite vampire movie of all time, and I'm gonna be talking about The Lost Boys. This
That was
movie
next
I
on my
watched
list.
I watched this how many months ago? Would this be 8 months ago for the first time? I like this movie. I don't love it. I give this 4.5 out of 5. This movie, yeah, it gives you that 80s feel. Keith Sutherland's really young in this.
Yeah.
Um, you get the like I said before, 80s aesthetic. You get that it's like a biker type of movie. It gives you that um young punk type of 80s feel to it. This soundtrack though, great. The aesthetic in this perfect. The cinematography, everything is about this movie. And this is a Joel Schumacher movie. If you look at a lot of Joel Schumacher's filmography, which one of the news is we forgot this week, he also did Batman Forever. Rest in peace, Val Kilmer,
Yes.
who just passed away this past week. But he done that. And he done great with that movie. But if you look at Batman Robin, everyone hates Batman Robin, but he makes one of the best vampire movies of all time.
Right.
Interesting fact about this: there's two more of this. Except Lost Boys: The Tribe, which is the second one that came out in '06, I think it was. Schumacher had a script ready for a sequel called The Lost Girls, and David was actually supposed to be alive, and Keith Sutherland was supposed to return in this. I think with the whole original cast of Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, and Jason Patrick was supposed to be in this also.
Nice.
So, what do you guys think about the Lost Boys?
Well, I'm a little mad that you took one of my movies because I had a really good opening line for this one, but I'll save it. But yeah, this is everything that you're expecting from an 80s movie. Like there's hair metal music, there's lots of eyeliner, lots of hairspray. Both Coreys are in this movie. And then there's vampires. So yeah, I think this is one of the first. I mean, it's not a scary movie. It was scary to me as a little girl that I watched. I know I've mentioned before, I spent a lot of time with my grandparents growing up. And my uncle, who lived there, was only 8 years older than me. So he was always letting me watch things that I shouldn't watch. And I remember him letting me watch this. And I still to this day cannot eat. I mean, I can't eat rice, but it's not my favorite food in the world
Yeah.
because of that. And I definitely can't eat
Noodles.
food out of Chinese takeout containers. Like I can eat it on a plate, but I can't eat it out of the container
Yeah.
because of this movie still. So, but yeah, it's a great one. I'll continue to put it on forever and 5 stars.
This movie is why I love the saxophone. Fun fact. I mean that you can't go wrong.
Yep,
It
sexy
just
sax.
sexy sax man.
So,
Man.
Lindsay, your little story of you watching it with your grandpa reminds me of what my mom always said when this movie first came out. I think it was '87, right?
Yeah, same year I was born, actually.
So, mom, I think she watched the year it came out. So, mom was like 13 years old at the time, and her cousin rented this from a video store, and they watched it at night. They were scared shitless about this, especially I think it's when I forgot to say. I don't know if it's when um Keith Sutherland's character is like I don't know if he's floating or something, or if he's hanging down from the tree and it shows his face. Scared the shit out of her. She couldn't sleep that night at all. They thought that there was going to be actually vampires coming to their house
Yeah,
and actually
yeah.
kill them.
I remember my uncle, he was like, if you watch, you can watch this with me, but you can't be scared. Like we're not going to sleep with the light on. We slept with the light on. I was scared. Like it was a thing. So, uh, but yeah, I love it now.
Nice.
It always gets me because, for example, because that movie came out 38 years ago. Yeah, it'll be 38 years ago now. Um,
Yeah.
You know,
if you think about that in modern movies today, and like for of course, like throwing it back to Sinners, I think in like 30 Days a Night, even though that was about 20 years ago, I think Vampires is the one movie. I think it gets brutal over time, a lot more brutal over time. But I think it's the one movie, especially like a lot of older movies like the 80s, like the 70s. I really hate saying older, but for some reason, it's getting to that point. Um, those things made people scared. Like, for
Yeah.
example, like Halloween 2 came out in 81, and I watched that when I was younger, and that scared the shit out of me. But watching it now, it's like that. But if they, like, for example, like the newest Halloween trilogy, a lot of it, like, it was scary, but a lot of it was blood and gore, like zombies was brutal and had gore and everything, even though we had a scary Michael, but it didn't have that factor of scariness. And Lost Boys was not that brutal, but it had the factor of being scared, make you scared of these vampires. And not
yeah,
only that, kind of want being with these vampires because they were kind of like a folk, like a cool fucking group. You had Keith Sutherland, you had Alex Winter in there, like two of the top dudes at the times in the 80s. Like Alex
they
Winter
were
was
bad
on,
boys.
I was Bill and Ted. Everyone knew Bill and Ted, so everyone wanted to be in that whole entire group.
Right.
And just seeing like their careers, like Alex Winter, like right now, like he had just Troy Old Neighbors last year. Keith Sutherland has done 24 and all that. Jason Patrick was just literally in Terrifier 3. So to
Yeah.
see these careers of where they have gone is absolutely amazing. From a little to what's this movie? Because of course, like this was 12 years before I was born. Was this movie big when it came out in 1987?
We're both. I mean, we
Wait,
Goose
wait, you?
wasn't born yet.
I was born in '88.
Oh, you were born in 88?
Yeah, and I was born the same year it came out, so I'm not really sure, but
Yeah.
I know that I don't know anybody who doesn't like at least like this movie. Most people
Yeah.
love it. So,
Damn, this is like homework I gotta ask mom tomorrow. Like, what was it back when Lost Boys came out?
yeah.
Yeah.
But Lindsay, what is your next vampire movie?
My next vampire movie is John Carpenter's Vampires.
Shit, I was gonna watch that this week.
Have you seen
Oh,
it?
No, I was gonna watch it this week. I'm like,
Okay, okay.
damn,
oh,
I
So,
dude,
was-
so
it's so good.
So this is a movie about the Catholic Church enlists the help of some vampire slayers to slay some vampires. um, but they're not like regular vampires. They're like badass vampires that can't be killed. So like there's that, and I'm gonna have to try to keep this
vampires
spoiler
that
free
can't be
from.
killed. Pretty interesting.
It's okay. Hang on, I'll get to it. So the main vampire, the boss, this motherfucker must be like part saber-toothed tiger because his fangs are serious.
Yeah.
Like these are the fangiest fangs you'll ever see. Um, I didn't super love this movie. If you can't tell.
No, no,
It
no,
was,
no. First of all, you intrigued me. John Carpenter, big fang vampires
yeah,
who can't die. This might
I,
be my watch for tomorrow.
it's it was so highly recommended to me. I think if I had watched it when I was younger, I don't know. It wasn't it didn't land with me. It was kind of I was confused on like the like is it supposed to be a western or like an old action movie? It came out in 1998, but it felt like I was watching an action movie from 1982 kind of, but then there were vampires there somehow. I don't
Yeah.
know. Um, but I will say, some of the practical effects I loved. The fight scenes. There was a scene in the hotel room that like was amazing. I loved that. I won't tell you, Dakota, but I texted Goobs about it as soon as it happened.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was a. I don't. Vampires aren't my favorite subgenre because there are certain rules on how you get rid of vampires, right? Garlic, decapitation, stake through the heart, like silver bullets. Right? Is silver bullets one of them?
I don't know. No,
That's a
that's werewolf.
werewolf.
That's
That's a
werewolves.
werewolf.
Anyway, this movie, it seems like none of that stuff work. It seems like the rules don't apply. So that lost me. But that's usually what loses me in vampire movies anyway, is like they all have their own interpretation of the rules. And as much as I don't like to follow rules when it comes to creatures, I feel like what's the point if I don't know. I'll stop now.
Wait, did our wonderful co-host recommend you this movie? Oh,
Who?
you do okay? No, Goops. Who else is our co-host?
I thought you
Yeah.
were talking about like, I don't know.
No, there's
Yeah.
another person, and
Yeah,
Goops
a
probably knows who I'm
ghost.
talking about. That loves John Carpenter vampires, and he's one of
Who?
our best friends. Colby loves
Colby
this
does.
movie. I think Colby
That
loves this movie.
that's who I thought
Yeah.
you were talking about.
Yeah, I
I,
thought Colby recommended you at first. I'm like, it's gotta be Colby, Goops or Colby,
Yeah.
because Goops just say, "Look," I'm like, I've heard Colby talk about this movie several
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, but I mean, like Colby loves vampires, and that's cool. It vampires are just probably my least favorite subgenre because I just don't resonate with them.
yeah.
But that's cool.
Yeah. I love the
Goops,
West.
yeah,
I love the Western feel of it because it's like old. I think they're probably in Texas or somewhere in the
Yeah,
South, and it's just real. It just has that cool like aesthetic, and I mean, I'm a Western fan, and I mean, James Woods is the main actor, and then one of the Baldwins is the other. I can't remember which Baldwin.
Daniel.
Daniel Baldwin, and I really dig the premise of how this works, and it intertwines with the Catholic Church, and you
Yeah,
know, it it's one of my favorites. It's definitely in my top 5 for sure. I fucking love that movie, and maybe it's because I did watch it as a kid,
yeah,
and it has just like that nostalgia feel. But the practical effects are cool. I dig the story, and it's kind of the contrary. I enjoy where it's like throw out what you think you know about vampires. This is how it really is. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it's definitely awesome. If you do want to check it out, I think it's on Peacock right now. I think.
I think I watched it on Pluto today.
Oh, nice. It's available in multiple streaming, so
Yeah.
I would definitely add that to your list because it's a fun watch.
And I will say I will rewatch it because, I mean, as we've mentioned, this has been a shitty week. So it could have
Yeah.
just been my mood. I wasn't in the mood for it.
Yeah.
I also went into this one completely blind. I didn't know what kind of movie it was. I didn't know if it was going to be like a dark romance vampire movie. I didn't know if it was going to be a vampire comedy. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
with it being the kind of like mixed bag that it was, it kind of threw me off from the get-go, and I probably wasn't as engaged as I could have been.
I love how Lizzie first thought dark romance vampire. This is the Twilight movie all the way.
And see, I don't like those. So yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
First watch tomorrow. That'll be on top of the watch list.
Hell yeah.
I think you'll like it, Dakota.
Mom, better get prepared. Vampires are going to be on the TV.
Vampires.
Goose, wait your second movie.
Well, another one of my favorites, Dusk Till Dawn. George Clooney, Quentin Tarantino. They play brothers, and they are on the run for murder and other things. And they kidnap. They like hijack this family in their RV, and they go to like this. They stop at this like saloon. It's like this big saloon, and they go in. However, at night, when the sun, obviously when the sun goes down, this bar is inhabited by a bunch of vampires, and they're stuck in this bar with all these vampires, and you have Danny Trejo is in this.
I love him.
You have Selma Hayek with even though I hate snakes, that's the one snake I would like to be, because she's dancing on stage with a big old like albino python,
Hmm.
and it's one of the most iconic like scenes ever. As far as for that reason, there's a penis gun, which is fucking epic.
I'm in.
Fuck.
Yeah, just by that, you just need to watch it. I'm not
I'm
going to
in.
tell you what that means. You just have to watch
I don't care.
it. But you get that like over the top Tarantino type blood and action kind of. And I don't think this was written by Tarantino, but
You said Tarantino's in this, right?
yeah, maybe he did write it.
This was my next watch on my list that you told me to watch. I'm a little
Because
mad I didn't.
is this started like the Rodriguez
Oh, it's directed by
Tarantino
Robert.
Fred Gift?
Yeah, so it's written by Tarantino and directed by Robert Rodriguez. So it's
Okay.
in that grindhouse, and it has that grindhouse kind of feel where it's all kind of old. Like, I don't want to say old because grindhouse isn't like old, but it has just that feel of it. You know what I mean? Where you shouldn't be watching this type of movie because of what goes on in that bar, and like it is pretty violent. There's a scene before it gets there where you're just like, whoa, Quentin Tarantino, you're fucking crazy. But that's one of those that's probably top 5 as well. It just probably because the nostalgia and Selma Hayek, but so definitely
Okay.
check that one out.
Yeah, when you
Nice.
said Tarantino violence, like I've only seen one, which is Django, but that movie
Yeah.
can get violent. So if I know if it's
Django's fucked.
Tarantino, if I know Tarantino violence, it goes pretty hard.
Yeah, and it has that, and it's like in a old. I think it's supposed to take place because when did this come out? It came out in 1996, so it has that older feel, and like I said, when they get to the bar is when shit hits the fan, and it's just a fun time. And these vampires aren't your normal like just little fangs. They're monsters, and it's really cool.
I look forward to that one.
And there's 3 of them, right?
Yeah, but I only mess with the first one, to be honest.
That's fair.
And they also made a TV show that was actually pretty good, but that didn't last very long. But it was pretty good.
That's interesting.
Okay. So for my second one, I think Lyndsey has seen this one, but I know Mr. Goops has because me and him have agreed this one is the best in the trilogy. And this is Blade 2.
Yeah.
This movie amps up everything that Blade 1 does. This is directed by Guillermo del Toro. And this dude's a great director. It's Wesley Snipes. He's fucking Blade. He killing the vampires with Ron Perlman's in this thing.
Yeah.
Is this the one I'm thinking of?
This is the one where they have like they have an alliance with the regular vampires to take out the super vampires, basically.
Yeah, who's the head vampire though? Of the super vampires? Is it Luke? Is it Luke Goss?
I think so.
This movie's absolutely just batshit crazy. It has Norman Reedus in this.
Yeah, Norman Reedus.
I'm going to say there's a plot twist in this I was not seeing coming.
Yeah, it's a great story. Like, and I would recommend watching the first one first, obviously, because you'll kind of get what Blade is and as a character. But Blade 2 is definitely a better movie. in my opinion, as well. So,
And Chris Christopherson's in this. And
yeah,
Chris Christopherson, he's great.
yeah,
I like Blade One because it was it Steven Dorff
yeah,
is in it, and he plays a good villain in that.
yeah. He's the villain Frost in that. And this is actually, it's kind of funny that I had been I've watched this movie since a kid, and it was probably not more than a handful of years that I did not know that this was a fucking Marvel property. It
To
is a
be honest,
Marvel.
I think I watched bits of this one when I was little, and I didn't know until like
Yeah,
probably my mid-teens that Blade was a Marvel movie. I'm like, damn.
yeah,
I'm like, Marvel has vampires in the shit. I'm like, let's go.
yeah.
Well, to be fair, I just learned it, so
Ah,
Speaking of Blade, when the fuck is the MCU actually going to make Mahershala Ali's Blade?
they shelved it again. I think it's done. I think it's done.
Fucking Kevin Feige.
Yep. But
So, Lindsay, what is your third movie?
this is my final entry into the diary. Um, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
She came back and she took one of my fucking picks.
You took one of my picks, buddy. This is from 1992. This is Gary Oldman as Dracula, Keanu Reeves as Jonathan Harker, and Winona Ryder as Mina. This movie is so visually stunning. Literally every scene, every set, every like costume design, the lighting. I love that aspect of it. It's very long. I always get lost in the middle of it, but it's a movie that's so beautiful to me that like I don't mind getting lost in it, and I do revisit it over the years. So I know Goops hasn't seen it, so I will.
nope, that's the
I was
one that I
I
haven't
was just as
seen.
shocked when
Do you
he texted me that today.
do you know who directs this, Scoobs? Francis
No.
Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't said that to the wife. I was like, I know they're going to talk about it, but I just didn't get around to watching it. And it's
I
one of her
can't wait.
favorites.
I can't
I
wait
was
to
gonna
see
say
everyone's
it's a good date
reactions.
night movie.
I can't wait to see everyone's reactions towards Scoops. You haven't watched Bram Stoker's
Hey,
Dracula.
he
Yeah.
can't see, he couldn't have seen everything. Like
Yeah.
he's human after all.
I just watched this for the first time. Was it last May? Because one of my former coworkers, like I went over to his house for Memorial Day weekend, and he has a whole bunch of horror stuff. He's like, "Dude, pick some stuff out." Then I saw this. I'm like, because I think he told me Francis Ford Coppola directed it. Like I'm still trying to get to that filmography of his, but I watched The Outsiders. I enjoyed The Outsiders, and he's like, "Watch this." I'm like, "Okay." I watched it. I'm like Lindsay said, such good visuals. Anthony Hopkins plays
Hmm.
Van Helsing in this, which you got Anthony Hopkins, Gary Oldman, young Keanu Reeves, young Winona
Stacked
Ryder,
cast.
Yeah.
and I know he's not a great human being, but probably one of the best directors like in his past 40 years. Or even 50 years, because I forgot The Godfather came out in the 70s. But do you have anything else, Lindsay, about Bram Stoker's Dracula?
I love the blood in this movie. It's probably my favorite movie, Blood. I think that's a weird thing to say, but I think it's like the color red it is, the texture. I don't know. It's cool looking blood in every scene that it's in. 5 stars.
5 stars.
I want to ask something. After I watched this movie, I'm thinking Francis Ford Coppola is a horny motherfucker.
I mean,
I mean, the, yeah,
the
probably.
After watching, you understand. There was
the
one scene I'm
demon
like, oh,
bride scene, is that what you're talking about? Or like the vampire bride scene?
no, it's her friend. You
Oh,
know
you're
how
talking about
Fran,
that.
yeah, the lawn garden scene. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, Mom, do not come in there. Don't fucking open that door. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm watching.
I've pitched a tent. Don't go in here. I'm just kidding.
Okay, yeah, whoa, 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 whoa. So,
Yeah.
Goops, what is your or was that it for you, Lindsay? About Bram Stoker's?
That was it.
Okay, so Goops, what's your third movie?
So another one that is really is this a classic 80s vampire. I think in general vampires hit their stride in the 80s, if you
I
think about
agree.
it. You
I
know what I
agree.
mean?
Yeah.
Because lately you don't get a lot of great vampire movies. Like, of course, you have Nosferatu, which is my all-time favorite vampire movie. But this one is actually a came out in 1985, Fright Night, and that's directed by Tom Holland, who actually did Chucky.
Nice.
And this is about a teenage boy. Excuse me, sorry, a teenage boy who he's a horror lover and everything like that, and he suspects this new neighbor as being a vampire. And you get, of course, the trope that nobody believes him, so he gets together with a a somebody that finally does believe him, and they go to actually show that no, he is a vampire, but it has like that 80s feel to it. You get great practical effects. The like the transformation is really cool, and it just has that cool feeling, like 80s vibe. And I think this one kind of gets lost in the history of 80s classic movies, if that makes sense. Um, they also did a remake of it. I can't in like the 2013, I think,
Hmm.
with Colin Farrell, which actually is a solid remake as well. So both of these are definitely worth watching. But the 85 Fright Night is just so good. And I would say if you've seen Chucky, you kind of have that because it's directed by Tom Holland, or excuse, um, God, I almost, yeah, Tom
Yeah.
Holland. It's written and directed, so it just has that great 80s horror feel, and it's just cool.
It's on my list.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a rewatch on it, but it's funny. I rewatched the remake just a few months ago,
Hmm.
and it's actually, like I said, pretty solid. So definitely give both of them a shot.
So first of all, people, the young people, if you're thinking Tom Holland, like Spider-Man Tom Holland, no, he was he was born.
Clearly not.
He's not even born yet. By the time
Right.
this movie came,
Wasn't
I
even
thought, I'm
born.
like, no, when I was younger, like really younger, I'm like, why the fuck did Tom Holland make a movie? I'm like, that boy's young as shit. And
Nope, this is a 80-something-year-old man at this point now.
Yeah. He's an old
speaking
guy.
of my number three, I'm gonna hunch off of Goobs. I'm gonna talk about 2011's Friday Night.
Oh, it's 2011. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I remember renting this at my local grocery store. I think this is like Disney. I think this is Disney Paramount, like when they first bought the rights off of them. So this movie's good. I haven't seen the original, but um, when I think of Anton Yelchin and his short, like lived like life and career, there's
Yeah.
two horror movies I think. One I haven't seen, but when I think of Anton Yelchin and horror movies, I think of The Green Room and I think of
Oh,
Fright Night. Um, Colin Farrell was the good fucking vampire in
yeah.
this. He's scary as shit.
I could see that.
Um, Clips I've seen of it, I think This is my top 3 Colin Farrell performances of all time.
Yeah,
It's this. I've seen clips of it. Phone Booth and the
phone booth is
Penguin
flat.
in the Batman. This might be top 2 though. Um, he's scary. He gives that suave sexiness of what every like young teenage girl or girl in their 30s or 20s wanted from a vampire. Um, and Tanya Yelchin gives a great performance as Charlie in this.
Yeah.
Um, I forgot who plays the female character in this. Um, she does a great job. Toni Collette plays Charlie's mom in this, plays Antonio's mom, which
Yeah.
blows my mind because Toni Collette's like one of the best actresses like in Hollywood right now. Um, fucking, I know it's not his name, but fuck, oh shit, I'm super bad. Fuck, who is it?
McLovin?
McLovin's in this shit.
Yeah, it is. I forgot
He's the
about that.
he's the funniest fucking character in this. Anytime that dude, it's Chris. I think his name is Chris something. Um, yeah, it's Christopher. Every movie he's in, this is the when you want to talk about good comedic comedy, he has good comedic comedy in this. He plays Charlie's best friend, I think, in this.
Yeah.
Dave Franco's in this shit. Um, damn, I'm just like looking through the cast. I'm like, damn, there's a lot of people that I didn't know that was in this till now. Um, watching this and not being a horror fan of when I was younger back in 11, I think I was 12 around this point or 11 to 12. Um, I thought this movie was really good, and I need to watch the original. But I don't. I hope that me liking this one don't like damage the classicness of what the original one is. But Lindsay, if you haven't seen one of these, definitely after Goobs' recommendation, watch that. But definitely, you have to watch that remake afterwards.
Yeah, they were both on my list to watch this week. I had a list of like 13 that I was going to make it through, and I just didn't. So I definitely still plan on it.
Yeah.
So, Goobs, what is your number 4?
I mean, I could go. I don't know if you have this one on your list, so I'll go one. I'll go a different one. I'll go a different route. Um, there is a. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I want to bring it up because it's super underrated. And like I said, I haven't watched it in a while, but it's called Steak Land. Like steak.
Steak.
Yeah.
That
Steak Land.
was on the watch list for the week. I'm thinking, Dave, that looks awesome.
So this one, I put it on randomly years ago, right? But like I said, it's definitely time for a rewatch. But this one is there's a plague that happens and turns America into instead of how normally it turns you into zombies, they actually turn them into vampires.
Okay.
And there's a hunter that um he's a vampire hunter and he's traveling and then he comes across a kid, like a teenage boy kind of thing, and he's looking for a safe haven, and then he ends up teaching this kid how to survive and becomes like this figure for him. But it's so underrated and it's such a good like change of pace kind of as far as vampire films go. So like I said, I can't say much about it in regards to like deeper into it, but that one I wanted to bring up just because of how underrated and nobody talks about that. And there also is a sequel that actually isn't that bad, but it's been years since I've seen it. But yeah, Steak Land is something that you should put on your list for sure.
Yeah, I'll write it down right now.
And that's on Peacock, Lindsay.
Oh, it's on Peacock. Okay, I will definitely try to watch that this week. So for my number 4, this is a recent vampire movie that was released, but I want to talk about it so bad. And this is Robert Eggers' Nosferatu.
Wait, time out, time out, time out. I was getting ready to say that if I don't hear Goobs do the accent at least one time in this episode, I'm fucking rioting.
Goops,
So,
before I start the review, you gotta do it.
Goobs, are you
Or my
drinking
thoughts.
Squirt again?
No, I'm drinking ginger ale.
Oh, okay. Bummer.
Side note: this is a top tier soda, by the way. Ginger ale is top tier.
Top tier. What brand? Are you brand specific with it?
Canada Dry.
Canada Dry. I'm a Canada Dry girl.
Yeah. Oh man, I got to figure out what I'm gonna say.
Okay, so you can think about it, and Dakota can give his little spiel.
Okay, so this movie is one of the best looking. Okay, I'm gonna just say it's best looking vampire movies of all time. I know Francis Ford Coppola's like Bram Stoker's looks good, but this is Robert Eggers has the fucking magic. He has the fucking sauce.
Yeah.
Sauce.
This dude, the one shot, and I won't agree. I hope you two agree on it. The crossroads
Mhm.
of when Thomas is staying the crossroads, and it's that down shot, and it's the moon, and he's waiting for the carriage for Count Orlok's castle, and you
Yeah.
see the horse running towards. Oh, I'm like that. Not only is scary, but it gives the atmosphere of what this movie is. But just I want to yap about Bill Skarsgård right now because this dude, nobody gives him credit for playing Count Orlok Nosferatu. This dude went through. Took so much time putting on makeup. He took a lot of time making his voice the way he does. This dude doesn't fucking like exercises before the scene just opened up his chest. And this movie is absolutely amazing. Lily Rose Depp. This is like her first like serious like leading role,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry if she keeps up like this. I think she'll be better than Johnny, and I like Johnny as an actor, but
Yeah. Her-
great role. Aaron Taylor Johnson. I like his character in this, but Mr. Nicholas Holt. I see you, man. I see your game. This dude gives a great performance in this movie.
Yeah.
Like everyone gives a great performance, and another great shot is that final shot in this movie of Ellen and Orlok in the
Oh,
bed together.
yeah.
Great.
It's the most beautiful, haunting image of like fulfilling your desire as well as fulfilling your sacrifice from both of them.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Orlok finally got his desire. He finally fulfilled it with Ellen. He finally got it. He did what he set out to do and crossed seas to do. And then she fulfilled her sacrifice to Thomas, to the town itself, and saved the whole thing. So
From
it
the
was like
plague.
it was just such a fucking just that movie itself is just a flat out masterpiece. And I don't mean that lightly. That movie is fucking phenomenal.
Now we need the voice.
All right. All right, let's see. So
He looked back to see if Mrs. Goobs was going to be mad
I
that he was
love
doing
this.
the voice.
Yeah, I love that.
she's asleep. She doesn't like the voice, but you must subscribe to the podcast.
Gang, gang.
That's all I got.
What about Mrs. Cooch just like shot up mid sleep? They like you're like, why are you doing the voice?
Shoot.
Nicholas.
So sorry about that. let's talk about our final movie in our 5 vampire movies. So, Goobs, give us your final vampire movie.
I don't know if I'm gonna steal yours or not. If I do,
Steal
we could just run it together. But this is I watched it for the first time, I think sometime last year. I can't remember. But it is 1987, Near Dark.
So, I never got to see this.
Okay. So good. I didn't take it. But um this one is about a small town farmer's son who gets abducted by a group of vampires, and he get well, let me rewind. He tries to get with this girl who is actually a vampire, and he won't take no for an answer, as she's saying, no, I need to get back, I need to go where I need to go, and he's like, no, come on, blah blah blah. Well, him not taking the no got him bit, because she needed to do that. So he starts to turn, and so now he gets kidnapped by the group, even though he didn't want to, and now has to kind of learn how to be a vampire.
He
And
fucked around and found out.
exactly. And so he gets a part of this group, and they're traveling around and whatnot. But the main reason why I love this movie so much is because of Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton is so fucking cool in this movie. His character, his aura, just everything about him in this film is great. There's a scene in a bar that, like, you just don't fuck with him, and he's the first one to throw hands, basically. And he's got this cool fucking leather jacket. Like, I wish I could be as cool wearing a leather jacket like that. In the ending of this movie, is pretty freaking cool too. Also, this one has kind of like a Western feel to it. Probably why I like it so much as well. But there's the ending scene where, I don't want to give too much away, but it's a small Western town. There's a semi truck that it's a gas tanker semi truck, and Bill Paxton. It's just fucking cool. Like, I know I've said that multiple times, but it's just the best way to describe this movie. And it actually was directed by Catherine Bigelow, and who did The Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30. And I wish she would come back to do another horror film, in a sense, because it's so I hate to sound like that, but the vibe of the whole movie is just so good. And so it's hard to find. You can find it on physical media now, but it's not streaming nowhere. So you gotta find the DVD.
Sad.
So, that DVD, I found out, even though it's sold by Walmart, it's overseas because it has the rating like 18 plus. So, I got to
Oh,
find out if that's actually like region locked or what. But of
oh,
course, even though it's not streaming, it's available. You can find this thing on YouTube.
Oh.
oh yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
this is the one. This is the
You
one
said
you were saying.
YouTube, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
even though I paid the $12, you can find this thing on YouTube if you don't want to get. But having this in my physical media collection, like, I'm ecstatic to have it now in there.
Yeah.
But also, Catherine Bigelow directs one of my favorite Patrick Swayze movies of all time, and that's Point Break.
No. Yeah.
So I think that's the only movie I've seen by her, but just think of like how much I love Point Break. I know I'm probably gonna love Near Darker. Like, a lot of people love this movie.
Yeah.
I think this might be Chuck's favorite vampire movie of all time. He has told me, so he holds this to a high standard. What's weird about this? This and The Lost Boys has so many similarities. It seems like, those two came out the same year.
in
Oh
the
yeah,
vampire movies.
Yeah, both in 1987.
yeah. I feel like these in
That's the
general.
year
If
I
you
came
ask,
out to.
I feel, I feel like if you ask people what their top vampire movies are, it's most likely between these two, if they're around, our age and
Yeah,
whatnot. Yeah.
I
So
agree. That's the one I've heard the most.
yeah, it's
This is
like
one
Lost
that I've heard the
Boys
most.
or Near Dark. So
Yeah.
couldn't go a vampire episode without talking about that one.
So, oh, will you go say something, Lindsay?
I was just gonna say he mentioned Bill Paxton being cool in this movie. Obviously, I haven't seen this movie, but I think he's fucking cool all the time. So
Oh
I,
yeah,
I think
game over, man.
I'm excited to see this one.
Twisters. No, not
Yeah,
Twisters. Twister.
Twister.
Twister, him in his alien role. Is Alien or
He's
Aliens?
just a cool guy.
Aliens.
Aliens, yeah, it's a sequel. Yeah, just so good.
Um, so for my fifth movie, I'm gonna pick something different. I could go with Blade One, but I'm gonna pick something different. I'm gonna pick Lost Boys: The Thirst. This is the third and final movie in the Lost Boys trilogy. So, what if you guys were asking me why I didn't pick Lost Boys: The Tribe? Lost Boys: The Tribe is a piece of shit. It's literally a copy, a remake of the original, but change up the story. This one is interesting. It gives a premise of that there's this drug going around, and that frog, both of the Frog brothers are trying to stop it. Like one is like who Corey Feldman is, because they're not getting along. The Frog brothers aren't at this point. Like something happened, I think, and Bill, because it's okay if I spoil for you too,
Is
the
this the
tribe.
same cast?
Okay, so the two Frog brothers, or Corey Feldman and the other guy, are the only. Jason Patrick and them never come back in the
Okay,
trilogy.
so the Frog
Um,
brothers are the same.
yeah, the Frog brothers are
Okay,
the same. So a
okay,
little bit of spoiler warning, but it's like
you're fine.
because where Corey Haim died or passed away, they killed his character off at the end of the Lost Boys: The Tribe in the post credit
Hmm.
scene. So the both of the Frog brothers are separated because the one doesn't like Corey Feldman because he killed Corey Haim's character, and this one I like the most because they mention so many of the original characters. They mention Michael. They mention I think it's Scarlet is the other one, is the female from the original Lost Boys. They don't want to have really nothing to do
Star.
with it. Yeah, oh yeah, Star is not Scarlet, but Star. They don't have nothing to do with uh, Corey Feldman's character because, of course, that he killed Sam. So they don't like him for that at all because, of course, that's Michael's little brother. And but the twist on this, there's a twist in this, and the twist I liked. So the first half was kind of pretty slow, but the second half, once you get to that second half, and you find out this twist and everything, um, that and you really it really picks up on this movie, and this is why I really like this movie. Um, I think let me see my rating for this one. I gave this one 3.5. I thought except like I thought it was just okay. Um, it's not your big like standard like your good 1987 Lost Boys. I thought it was pretty good for what they done, and you actually mentioned a lot of the original characters, which the tribe never fucking done at all. But if you guys want to watch this one, I don't know if it's available anywhere to like stream. I know it's available to rent, but if you want to skip the tribe, it's okay because it's just like a rehash of the original with some other things. But this one is a whole different story on the thing, and the ending, because of the ending, I wish they'd done the spin-off that the ending left off so bad. Because I think they could have gone somewhere so different with this, and I think it would actually been good.
Yeah.
But that is it for my list of vampire movies.
Yeah,
Yay.
yeah.
So,
I just think that vampires are cool in the fact that you get so many different renditions of it, and they've played such a cultural part throughout time and film and literature and everything like that. Because you got your romance side of it, you got your fucking gnarly horror side of it, and then everything in between. You know, they have so many different takes on vampires. So just a cool lot of different movies and a lot of different subject.
so Lindsay, you want to close this out?
I'm going to be real lazy about it this week, you guys. Please follow us, subscribe to us, come hang out with us. We would love to have you. If you are listening for the first time, thank you for joining us. If you are coming back, thanks for hanging out again. We love you so much. I love you both so much. And we'll see you next Tuesday.
Okay, and if you guys are listening on the audio version, don't forget us to give us 5 stars on there also for
Yeah, give
Apple
us
and
5 stars
Spotify.
everywhere. Click all our
Everywhere.
buttons.
Yeah, click all those buttons.
Click
But
all of them.
guys, like Lindsay said, I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you guys
Yeah.
next Tuesday.
Bye, Nosferatu. Love you.